see where some of this stuff is snapped right off here and propped up. My friend came to show me a structure that he took pictures of the other day, but he hadn't even seen this. You know, dismissible, but pretty cool at the same time. Chances are that it's probably the Bigfoot, because this is a major river that runs northeast up the west side of Denver here. So we find a lot of evidence along this river. Leads down into a very large reservoir and goes all the way into the mountains and foothills of southern Colorado. But right here's the hiking trail behind us, the biking and walking trail, and this is just a little bit of a creation. Found like a kill area here. No blood. It looks like something got skinned or plucked of its hair, really, is what I think they probably did. But I don't see any blood. I think that's rabbit, but there's some black tips on some of these hairs. No pun intended, hairs, rabbit. But I do think that this fur is probably from a rabbit. It's very soft, as rabbit fur is. But the gray underneath just make me think that. But anyway, any other opinions I'm open to. But just testing out the camera, getting some close shots of it on this windy day. No blood though, just hair. Okay, just gonna start this video. I was gonna take some pictures, but I just got kind of awestruck. Like, it's really cool with the insulation here on it. Just whatever type of plant that is, all draped down. Looks like the same stuff. And then the one by the root. It's got some bark inclusion on it. Another upside down with the root to it. A couple of them together, actually. Truly magical. Truly magical. And not only that, it's just like an old pile here. Could be just clean up, but it's just too close to the structure to make me think otherwise. And it's a little hollow underneath, actually. Looks like this is kind of like a little entrance underneath it. Sorry, I'm not looking through, but you can see here that it you can kind of climb under that, and it's just about a foot tall, 1.5 feet tall in there. I don't know, that could be where they put a little young one while they play. That could be where they hide, you know what I mean, to protect it. And then, you know, whatever this usage is, a blind or whatever medicine they do, who knows, whatever they're thinking. But the pictures he sent didn't do it justice, because it didn't really put it in perspective on how big it was. It's bigger than I thought it was. Those go up to about 11 or 12 feet. But it's just, you know, that could be a little one making this, who knows how big of a Sasquatch would make this. But like, I've heard theories where they say they let their children, like, they don't raise their children like we do, and I think possibly they let them into these safe zones with humans so that the little ones can come and grow up here away from like a big adult that might want to hurt it. And then also the people here are going to keep away like most predators and stuff. So just a theory, but it seems like in the riverways, you know, there might be whatever, that travel, and then that whole thing where they might go somewhere and leave the little one, or who knows. If they're always in the physical, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think they are, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people believe that they can only stay in the physical, but I'm really convinced that they can go somewhere. But they may or may not spend more time here than we know, because they are seen in the day, and just a lot of factors go into that statement. But knowing that they're not just out at night is an interesting feature. Well, you know, they'll say they're nocturnal. Pardon me, stumbling over cuttings. They've cleared some stuff in this area, and then this has been probably built afterwards. Don't know. Anyway, rambling on. Totally cool structure. Get it from the back here. So this is kind of what we saw walking in, but it looks way better on the other side. So, all right, over and out. Super weird. I just had this drone fly over our head, man. Like, I mean, not over our head, like maybe 150 feet up. But it was buzz, 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 buzzing away. Pretty funny. I don't know how long range those things can fly. It's rather windy out today too. It's flying strong. Anyway, this is kind of cool too. I probably would have walked by this one, but my friend came over here and was waiting for me to make that video. And he's like, look, there's another one. It's just over the ridge from where the first one was, the bigger one. But this is another freshly broken, created. Look at the X right here. The little signature. I'm gonna have to get a cool little picture of that. But what a creative mind, you know? For the little intricacies that they do. Little symbols that they make. If they have language, it's just interesting to think about that compared to other primate species and what we declare as intelligence, and if they have a language, either verbal or written. That's going to be another factor. You know what they are, how smart they are, and the smartest language that you could put out there was one that wasn't initially even deciphered as language. That's written in this invisible ink of Mother Nature that will fade over time, and yet a piece remains unless it's cleared out. You know, these are built pretty solidly, but they'll fall apart over time naturally as things decay, if nothing else. But you know, they're in here cutting stuff down, little trees and tiny shrubs. I don't think the guys go on a smoke break and make these. I think these are here and they're making these, and maybe they come in afterwards. I went to a place the other day and somebody had been chopping with an axe in the trees and literally cutting some of them halfway down and cutting down littler ones. And it was kind of disturbing, because that's like the future of the forest right there, which is dwindling as it is around this dry, decrepit place. As you can see, I mean, it's wintertime, but it gets kind of lush in here with the grass, but there's not a lot of young trees. It's mostly older trees if you look at the tree factor in here. But we didn't like that somebody was chopping down the trees, and then we went to a place, like, it was all, you know, like axe evidence and pushovers and all this like stuff that somebody was out there probably drunk doing. And then we come to this one place and there's like 2 tridents like crossed over each other, and like a big part of a tree ripped down, and it was just like a sign. Like, I could imagine the Bigfoot over there like getting pissed at the guy at night for cutting down all this stuff. And it's just kind of funny to think about. But I don't always show what I find, but if I find something like this, I definitely find it video worthy. So hope you enjoyed it. Check this out. You know, they've been in here cutting and trimming and thinning, which is unfortunate, but then you see something like this that's been ripped out of place. You just know that's like a fresh sign. That's not, this thing didn't come down. It's like, it's old. I don't think that came down. That was totally ripped off and put down here. because they've been in here cutting, you know. I'll bet you these are both ripped. That's a rip. And this is also ripped off. Totally busted. And it's hanging here. Here. Big rip there. And then another one placed perpendicular that's also been torn asunder. So looks like the Bigfoot devastation, you know what I mean? Retribution for the tree taking. Get one of mine, I'm gonna get one of yours. Or they're all mine, leave them alone. Look what I can do with my stuff. I can manage it myself, properly. You don't need to come in and clear it out. But who knows, whatever reaction that is, it's just ironic. That's fairly fresh, around the time that the trees have probably been thinned months ago, you know, up to what, 9 months, maybe 6 months. If you look at some of the tree cuts, you know, fairly fresh, but it's drying up, it's splitting. It's been there for months. Same with this. So little signs in the area, you know what I mean? A break versus a cut doesn't mean that that's Bigfoot or human or anything else, but you can tell what the chainsaw is or the cutter is, and then you see the fresh big rips, and you're like, well, somebody didn't just rip that down, you know what I mean? Compared to these ones laying here with the cut ends. And I don't know, did the Forest Service cut that down and just leave two? I guess it looks like it, unless that was a placement of the cut logs, but too many tear-offs here. It kind of tells a little message about what's going on in the area. Okay, I think this is a glyph here with this stick here, this long one, and it's placed in between all these, and then there's like a trident coming up here with 3, but it's got the perfect perpendicular lines, and then at the intersection is this stick here coming through with the piece of bark laid right there, and it's 3, 1, 2, 3 coming up, and then that's laid perfectly straight through here, and it has snapped ends on here to make sure that it lays flat. Interrupted it a little bit there, but I don't know, I think that's a sign that they made. Just looks like it. I could be wrong. Could be anything. This could be something and it might not be, but it was just the 90-degree angles made by this. It's not that random. That's snapped off though, and this is also freshly snapped off, so that could possibly be something. There's a Y right there, almost a 90. Like I said, do I know? No. Do I think so? Kinda. Okay, found something pretty cool here. Big bark area with this tree just debarked. Totally piles of it here, right? Piles of it. And up here, I haven't even looked yet. There's a bark building. Oh, this is awesome. This is really good. Oh man, this is like too good. Let me step back and give you a visual. Oh, that's just beautiful. Just beautiful. I mean, I'll go back to that view, let you look at it a little more. That's just a beautiful sight. Look at that. That is so freaking cool. Totally awesome find. Good route we picked today. My friend was in here, but this is all new after he had been here only like a week to 2 weeks ago. And he's pretty astute, so I don't think he's missing like something this obvious. But yeah, he's like, I haven't seen any of these yet, and I know we walk off trail to look for these things. So I mean, you walk right into them if you go off the trail where we are. It's a lucky spot, and there's some good builds in here for sure. This is definitely noteworthy. All right, back at it. We just noticed how this is totally busted, you know, broken down, stomped, pulled down, whatever. But I mean, it looks like a sign of dominance, just like this structure is a signature of dominant intelligence. I mean, humans don't take the time to do anything cool like this anymore, hardly. But I mean, this is a really good build. It's just, from an art standpoint, it is so beautiful. It's a sculpture in itself, regardless of what anyone says. Even if there's another purpose, regardless of what I say, it's still an amazing creation. Shout out to Angela Sasquatch. He always said they were art projects. But I definitely think he's right now. Like, I kept bringing up, no, they're portal, they're this, they got to do something. But then I'm like, wait a minute, if nothing else, they are an art project. It is the most simple answer. Pretty funny though. But yeah, something had a little party over here breaking down. Pretty good sized trees. That's good hardwood, man. Whatever broke that up, you know, that's some strength, guys. So that's some strength of mind right there. All right, just one more little thing. Kind of looks like, you know, a good imprint here where something might have been sitting. Hard to say, but kind of looks like a placement. Maybe just to see if anyone's been back. See, it has that broken off piece right there, broken off piece right here, and they probably set it right here. So if anything came in and disturbed it, they would know that something's been here. I mean, possibly they're that smart, and more than likely they're that smart. Okay, I had a disagreement with my buddy about whether this was new or not, and I'm like, I don't know, nothing's fresh on it. And then he pulls this triumvirate out, this trident, I mean, and he's like, what about this? I was just hanging out in here. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, because this kind of looks like it busted and snapped in there, and this has been here, but I don't know for how long. It's not like super fresh. It could sit like this for years probably, and somebody could just appreciate it and not mess with it. Guess I could be wrong, but I don't know, just little whatevers that I was like, I'm not sure. And then he whips this out like, shing. I'm like, oh, okay, you're probably right. It probably is cool. So last little bit of documentation before I get out of here, but you couldn't resist looking at this before we hit the car, just in case it was more than what we thought. So even could be like a little sitting area underneath here, but I'm not going to make the claim. Little tree up here though, could be a little perch, a little vantage point for them to look out over the parking lot to see who's coming, to know when the first visitor has arrived at the park, closest to the parking lot. Could be. Over and out.